Elon bought Twitter, Twitter was purging money. I think he bought it for, what was it, 47 billion, wasn't it? Something like that, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. 47, maybe 52. I don't remember what.
Yeah, it was something absolutely insane. It was far more than the market was saying that Twitter was worth. And by the way, Twitter was purging money, right? So Twitter wasn't making a dollar, and yet it was still, worth, quote unquote, $47 billion. He buys it. It's an extremely faulty product by his own admission. I've spent some time with him, and I sent out a long Twitter thread where he said to me, I'm telling you what's true here. You go tweet whatever you want. He called the code a fractal Rube Goldberg machine, a Rube Goldberg machine from Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. Like it's such a mess over there, but he bought it and he's done something incredible with it. I mean, if you think in the year that it's been, I think a little less than a year, maybe it was a year next month that he officially got it or was in the beginning stages of getting it. He changed the whole verification process and then started charging people for the blue check. So he started figuring out revenue there. He's now got creators making money through advertising. He's done stuff related to free speech to open it up. Hunter Biden laptop, which of course was censored, and a bunch more. It's funny that he gets so much criticism because the only reason he's getting criticism is he's allowing people to converse the way we thought social media was going to allow us to converse. People should be much more angry at Facebook for silencing people or YouTube for silencing people, but instead they're angry at the guy who's allowing people to talk.
When Instagram Threads dropped, it was amazing to me. Everyone's saying Twitter's X is dead. It's done. I'm like, people, these are not the same things.
Has anyone been on it? I mean, have you been on Threads? Do you have any idea what kind of traction it's getting? Like, it got so much good coverage for 3 days. Everybody's going to Threads. It's going to all happen on Threads. Twitter's done, dancing on the grave. I have not heard one thing about Threads. Well, I could check right now. I'm going to have my guy check. Brock, when was the last time that that Mark Zuckerberg even posted on Threads? Like, let's just even say, I wouldn't even know. Do you go to threads.com? I honestly don't even know where it is. Like, but you're right. But they wanted to create something that would be the more censorious version of Twitter, and they thought people would flock to it. It's so backwards.
It's the blue ocean strategy. Locals is different. There's nothing like locals. X is different. There's nothing like X. Rumble is different. They're just very different. Although I got to say, I have a problem with Rumble.
Oh, what do you got? I'll bring it to the people.
The problem, by the way, I am being
told that Mark Zuckerberg did post on Threads 3 hours ago. So congratulations to Mark.
Okay, well, they're actually making some big announcements about a new AI project. I just recorded a video on that the other day, which I don't know. It's their rival to ChatGPT. We'll see. Problem I have with Rumble is if I'm not talking politics, it's hard to get any traction. So how does Rumble evolve from just like a free speech, political, right-wing type of haven to business, entrepreneurship? How does it evolve into something bigger than just the politics?
Sure. So first off, I just, for transparency's sake, I should tell people what my involvement is with Rumble at this point. So, I created Locals. I was one of the co-founders of Locals. Eventually, we merged with Rumble. So in essence, it was an acquisition. So Rumble acquired Locals. They sort of operate as separate companies the way Facebook and Instagram kind of merged, but they're separate companies. We sort of have that model. My brother-in-law, who's the CEO of Locals, and he was my original guy, putting the whole thing together. He's still in charge of Locals and all that. I am not an employee of Rumble. I guide on some policy. So I'm basically a consultant really related to free speech type stuff. So how do we publicly fight this fight, the fight that I've been fighting, very publicly for a long time. So I'm not involved in like the nitty gritty under the hood stuff. I'm not like at board meetings or anything of that nature, just to be clear. But in terms of your question, which I think is a legit one, it's interesting how these sites sort of operate because there was a clear need for a free speech version of YouTube in essence. And that's what Rumble kind of filled the gap on. What happens is that then pushes mostly, let's say, political leaning people there first, because those are the people who are most sensitive to the free speech issue. So then it starts becoming political. And not only does it start becoming political, it starts seeming like it's right-wing political because those are the people who are being silenced. But that's just the reality of what kind of drives people there first. I can tell you that and you can just check out Rumble for this now. I mean, they're going very hard on gaming right now. And, they're doing Power Slap with Dana White and some UFC stuff and a bunch in that space, but it's going to take time to build. So yeah, like doing an entrepreneur podcast, that may not be fully what people are going for at Rumble right now, but you have to let the ecosystem kind of develop. And, fortunately, people that tend to be interested in politics, let's say from like a right-leaning perspective, they also are interested in entrepreneurship. because they believe that it's on them to figure things out and all that kind of thing. So I think a lot of it's just like you got to let the ecosystem kind of shake out and kind of figure out what it is. But everything takes time. But, you know, I would say this, that in the 9 months that I've been on Rumble, and it's only 9 months, I wasn't even using Rumble before we fully connected with them on the locals front. We have 500,000 subscribers. I've been on YouTube for now it's got to be about 11 years, and we have 2 million. So the growth on Rumble really has been pretty spectacular.
So speaking of independent media, and I hear what you're saying, Dave, about as Rumble gets more traction, more people are there, it can start to expand out. Like the riches and the niches, then we expand on top of that.
Thanks for watching Mark Savant Media. Here we're going to help you create better content in less time and turn that attention into income. If you love this video, you're going to love these videos here. Click the one. Me and my team specially selected this just for you. Click the link, check out the video. I'll catch you here next time on Mark Savant Media. Peace.